Well, it's actually 50 degrees here for a couple days in Ohio, and I really need to clean up before I put this motor in. I need to push this thing out. I got the other hot rods out already and do some sweeping and cleaning so I can set this motor up in here. Hopefully I can push this out and push it back in by myself. We'll see how that goes. Might have to get creative if I re-enlisting the kid and the wife. But we're gonna clean this thing up a little bit. My old Crossfire, I'm sorry I hadn't posted a couple days, with my old beater car, first it blew a tire, and I got lucky. I was able to get a tire on Sunday at 3 o'clock and get a used tire mounted by this old boy at Walmart. I'll tell you what, thank God for that old boy. He helped me out. But I got my, and then the next day the rear brakes had a problem. I had to do rear brakes on it yesterday. So we're actually able to get back to the hot rod. We're past the, you know, the daily, the normal purposing car, and we'll start working on this thing. Tomorrow's my last day to get a bottle of gas before Thanksgiving. So if I get this all cleaned up, I might work on patching those little rust cancer spots in the body so I can burn my last 200-300 gallons of or pounds of gas out, and then I can go get a bottle and be able to work on maybe the floor or something during the Thanksgiving break here. But all right, we're gonna clean up, doing the best we can, and keep moving. I've really been putting this off, but I'm only one guy, and excuses. All right. Well, I got everything swept under the wheels, so I should be able to push it out. It'll be the first time. It's going to be our maiden voyage out since all this has happened. So we'll push her out here and get it cleaned up, and then we'll be able to start setting that motor in. Hopefully I can push it back in. I don't think it's going to snow or rain. I might have to get my kid out here and maybe steer the wheels so I can give it hell. But anyway, we're going to push her out and clean it up. And it's much needed out here. I needed to do it. Thank God I got 50. Alright, I'm going to push her out now. Well, wasn't that bad. It rolled pretty good. I just kind of rolled it with the front wheels. And I'll tell you what, I think she looks pretty good out here. I think she looks pretty good. So we'll be able to clean up there, and then get this old girl put back in and do some welding on her tonight. I got a pretty good little mess to sweep up, but yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty cool little ride when she pulls up in places. So I got to get this cleaned up, get her pushed back up in here, and then go from there. All right, I'll keep you in touch. All right, I got it all swept up. Hopefully I'll be able to push her in. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna push and push. But I got the floor set up now so that I can stick that motor in there and be nice and clean. Well, wish me luck. Well, I'm breathing a little heavy, but I got her in. Didn't even have to get the wife or the kid, so wasn't too bad. Moving forward, progress is happening. Whew. Be able to get the other hot rods back in tonight, and here we go. All right, they told me it was supper time, so I'm going in and eating a little bit. Alright, supper's done, so I'm gonna work on tackling that bed corner there, see if I can run some gas out. I need some material, so I'm gonna take a piece out of this inner bed side. We use that, patch the cab corners. Until I get it painted, we'll have the same patina. At least that's what I've been trying to go with. And then, so we'll cut this out now. And then we'll do the cardboard thing. We'll cut the rust out so we got something that will actually weld. Not just make like a fizzling noise and not weld. And we'll patch that cab corner up with the weld gas that we got. Alright, I took my razor wheel here and cut that up to where I got to some metal. Looks like it'll weld. And then I shoved my piece of cardboard in. Took my marker. And I made what I'm going to transfer onto the panel we're going to put in. Now I'll just take the scissors, cut that out. We'll fit it into that hole we cut, and I ground it down so you can weld. We'll weld that cab corner up there, and move to another spot till we run out of gas. Alright, so that's the piece of cardboard cut with the scissors. Now we'll transfer it over. This really isn't that bad. The radius is still there, and the other side's even better. So, anyway. We're not having to build the cab corner up or anything. This will turn out pretty easy. So, I'm going to move it over to the metal. I'm going to cut it out with the razor wheel. I'm going to grind the edges down so that the paint's gone. Because that paint, this paint smells sweet when you grind it, but it don't help the weld. So we're gonna fix that up and weld the metal in. So I just took the razor wheel and cut a big chunk out of that inner fender. So now I got some material. We'll move our piece onto here, cut it out, grind the edges, put it in, and I'll be able to take this big piece back out there and have some to work with. Because I'm down to patching little stuff, I think. I don't know. You never know. Anyway, we'll cut this out next. Alright, so I cut it, and then slowly by eye worked it into where it fits like this. So we're gonna come in here now and start stitching around. And when that's all done, I'll feather this edge in together and we'll have this cab corner finished, and then we'll move on. So we're gonna weld this piece in now. Alright, since I'm this low on gas, we'll try to make as many pieces as I can on one side. We're turning the bottle on and off, so I just kind of eyed this piece and ground it, and I'm gonna stick it in like so and fill up that holes from the outside here. I really don't want to lose this body line that comes all the way through. If I was to fill this like edge to edge, it would look really retarded. So what I'm going to do is fill this, and then later when it gets painted it'll get fiberglassed. And then I'm going to buy like a hot rod little peep mirror, drill a hole, little peep mirror out, because the stock mirrors are just way too big. I thought about reusing them, but they're gonna look too silly. But right now we're gonna fill this, and then I'll pop a hole there and put a little peep mirror in later. I haven't bought them yet. Alright, so this is how it starts. You about every inch or so I got a tack, and you try to get it in there pretty. It's gonna warp. There's gonna be some hammer dolly, there's gonna be some Bondo, so you try your best you can to get it to fit there real nice and pretty. So I'm gonna go in there and just move around, tacking it till I get it 100% welded. You know, the best you can. There's always pinholes in that, but that's what the fiberglass is for. So we're gonna weld her up now. Alright, I got her all welded, and you know, this is old rusty crap metal, so you're chasing holes all the time. But I'll grind her down here, and you won't notice all that crap anyway. Now I'd rather blow holes and get it like 100% welded than just put cold welds on top, you know. Alright, so we got that cab corner done there. And we'll move on up to the mirror. Alright, I got the mirror welded in there. And well, it should look pretty good. Pop another mirror in, so cab corner's done. Mirror's done. I'll go over the other side. Do the same thing over there. And we'll keep moving on. Try to burn this bottle of gas up. Alright, I'm over here on this cab corner. This one's a little harder because I do have to put the radius in. So what I've done is made a piece here with the brake. Actually, that was a vise and a hammer, and I made the radius where I thought it looked right. And I've marked it out here. Cut the two pieces. And then we'll weld her in after we get her fit. I'm going to cut both of them out. And then start tack welding after, you know, I grind the paint off and that. And we'll fix that old rotted cab corner up there. And you'll see. Alright, I've done some cutting and grinding here, and I got these two pieces where they fit pretty good. If I can hold them over here to show you with one hand. So there's my new cab corner. So I'm going to tack it in like I did the other side, and then weld it. Alright, I got it all tacked up there. I'm gonna weld her in now. Alright, there she's welded. Now I'm gonna grind her down with the old flapper disc. Alright, I got that cab corner welded up in there. So we'll move on up to patching that mirror up. Alright, I got the plate tacked in the back side over there. I'm gonna weld it and then grind it. Alright, yeah, I got that mirror done. In the cab corner. So yeah, I think I'm done for the night. It's like midnight. So check back in, I guess.